What's up, Samantha?
There's a
10-second delay. That's why we were sitting here acting silly. I know. I told you there wasn't a countdown, but there is kind of a countdown.
What's up, Brody?
Dude, what's up, man? How are you today?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm always doing wonderful. Or I try to do wonderful.
Yeah, I saw last week, right? Last week?
Last weekend, yes, ma'am.
Mr. Champ. I know you don't like to be called that, but I had to say it.
Thank you. No, it was a lot of fun. We talked about it a little bit on Friday.
Yeah,
but
how was it?
It was a lot of fun. So it was like how we were talking about in the car. It was a breath of fresh air. Because going there, we were in a convention center. There was 340 competitors and probably 100 spectators, 200 spectators, give or take, with competitors plus spectators. So probably about altogether maybe 450 people. Okay. And it was super cool in Oklahoma. And it was cool because I talked about this. I didn't talk about this in the podcast, but I've talked about this with Jeffrey. That it was cool to be there because we were in a convention center. There was maybe about 30% of people wearing a mask and about 70% of people not wearing a mask. And it wasn't the fact that we didn't have to wear the mask. That was cool. The cool part was that there was a bunch of people conversating amongst each others, and there was people who had a mask on talking to people who didn't have a mask on, and vice versa. And nobody was mad at each other. Nobody was telling somebody what to do or judging. Like there was people who wanted to wear a mask, and then there was the majority of us athletes that weren't wearing one, but then spectators who didn't want to wear one, or they didn't have to wear one because it's not mandatory in Oklahoma. And so that was really cool to see a bunch of people in the same room. Some people with different views and other people with different views, but nobody yelled at nobody about, hey, put yours on or put it on correctly or whatever the fuck it was. And nobody was mad at people for wearing one, which is kind of a weird thing anyways. But there are people that are like, oh, you fucking loser wearing a mask. So there's those people as well. And there was none of that.
That's awesome.
That was probably one of the coolest parts. And then also another cool part, it was cool to be in a room surrounded by people who have put in the work. Just to be, it's a weekend
be
free.
Surrounded by people like that. Oh, that's awesome.
Surrounded by those kinds of people, and it was just a weekend free of bitching. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I had a ton of fun.
I
had a ton of fun. I'm excited to have you here. Are you excited?
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah. So Samantha made me drink with her again. So 2 podcasts in a row, you're getting.
Oops.
You're getting the drinking version of Brodey and the drinking version of my guest. No, it really wasn't that much. But I had an 8, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So I had a recommendation from someone had texted me who listens to the podcast, and she was like, we should do something kind of fun at the beginning instead of just jumping right into it.
Okay.
So we'll get to introducing you here in a second, but we're going to have a little fun. So I know you're a big movie person, right? Let's talk about movies, because that was the first thing we ever talked about when I talked to you at the dog park. Oh, by the way,
I was about to say, should we?
Yeah, backstory.
Talk about how we know each other.
Shout out to Kevin Jacobs. Kevin Jacobs sold Samantha at Rooms to Go, and then turns out she lives in my apartment complex. So this is how we met. And then went to the dog park. She was there with her dog Coconut, who is a wonderful and adorable pit bull. Multicolor, little white stripe, brown pit bull. Absolutely adorable. Super energetic, so much fun. And then I came to the dog park and I was like, I think I know you. And then then we talked about movies, was primarily what we talked about that day. And I gave you a few movies to watch.
Yeah.
And then she watched them. That's always cool. That's another thing that's always cool, when you tell somebody about something and then they do it.
And they do it, because it usually doesn't happen.
They don't. No, everyone's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Or like half-ass listening. Yeah. No, it's cool when someone actually follows through with it.
No, but I love movies, and that's why, we connected, because I love movies, so I was definitely down. And then the ones that you suggested, I've obviously heard of, and I'm like, okay, I really do need to watch those.
And they're good movies.
Yeah, they were.
So I told her to watch Inglourious Bastards and Django.
Django, yeah.
She hadn't seen either of those. Have you seen Kill Bill? No.
Which I was thinking about watching it the other day, but I don't know why. Like, I feel like I have to be in a mood for it.
So Kill Bill is like the OG Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, I know. That's what makes me so, like, I'm like, and it was in the back of my head. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I have to be in a mood for it, right? To be like in an action kind of mood.
That depends. I'm always in an action mood. I'm always trying to watch people get slashed up.
I was about to say in gory mood.
Yeah, that's just me though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but it's been in the back of my head. I'm like, man, I probably should watch that because obviously that's another popular big movie.
That's the OG.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tarantino.
I don't know if that came before Planet Terror, but Kill Bill is what put Quentin Tarantino on the map for like for real. Like I'm pretty sure he was already popular before that due to there's one that he did called Drive, I believe. My movie fanatic friends are gonna be killing me if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and it's with fuck, not Kevin Costner. It's the other guy that kind of looks like Kevin Costner. And we have a wonderful dude over here with Google. Can you hear us, by the way? Can you hear us? Because it looks almost as if we're screaming on there. Can you hear it? Is it good volume? Yeah. Volume's good. Okay. It just looked like a few times where the whole thing was blue as hell.
I mean, you've been loud a little bit.
Okay, we're a little loud. Was I banging on the table again?
A little bit.
Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, dude. I'm talking with my hands,
again.
Man. That's what I'm talking about. That's okay. Yeah. We'll turn it down a little bit. Sorry guys, if we've been screaming for the last 8 minutes and 29 seconds, I apologize. 6 minutes and 33 seconds. I can't see. There's blood in my eye. My only good eye.
I did see that.
Yeah, my only good eye. There's
Was
blood
that
in
from the
there.
fight?
Yeah. Shout out to Jonathan Jones again. Hits like a fucking freight train.
So how was your injuries? I'm sorry.
So that's really the only. So I got out pretty smooth. The only thing I sustained was just this extremely bruised eye with some blood in there. My friend fractured his jaw. Yeah, he got head kicked. Shout out to Riley. Love you, dude. You're a tough son of a bitch. He went 3 rounds with the dude who knocked out his next 2 opponents in less than 2 minutes. And he went 3 rounds with him, and he ate 3 head kicks before the 4th one put him on the mat. So absolute tough son of a bitch. 18 years old. He's an absolute badass.
Him.
Death proof. Is that what it is? Oh, not Drive? No.
Kurt Russell?
That is right. Yeah, it is Kurt Russell. Damn. I was so wrong. Where'd I get Drive from? That's a fucking damn, that's a is that a Jake Gyllenhaal? Not Jake Gyllenhaal movie. That's a Drive. That's a
cuz I was
another
thinking...
one of those beautiful bastards. Can you look up Drive for me, please?
I feel like I just saw it on
Drive. Who is that? Yeah, that beautiful bastard. Fucking Ryan Gosling.
Gosling. Oh my god.
Ooh, Ryan Reynolds. No, that's not Ryan Reynolds.
I know, that's not. I got a little excited.
Shout out to Ryan Reynolds
like
with
Ryan
the hottest wife of all fucking time.
Yeah, no, I love.
That's the hottest. That's by far the hottest couple.
I love them, and have you seen them? Obviously we haven't seen them, but
on social media, and I love it.
Yes, I love that. That's my favorite. That's my absolute favorite.
I love it, dude.
So I agree with you.
My favorite one is when Ryan Gosling posted a picture for Blake Lively's birthday on Twitter, and he cropped her out and said "Happy birthday, babe." And then for his birthday, there was a picture of him and Ryan Gosling together, and she cropped him out and said "Happy birthday, babe."
Dude, that was like my favorite all time. That's when I was like, okay, I love them. I love them. They're the best.
If they ever get a divorce, I don't
believe in love.
Yeah, I give up. I give up. If they ever get a divorce, 100%. I'm fucked, bro. Either that or Matthew McConaughey and his wife. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. I apologize. Really Matthew McConaughey's wife. Well, I just finished his book,
which I need to borrow. I cannot wait to read that.
Okay, I'll give it to you when we get back.
Yes. I need to. I need to.
Zing.
I can't wait.
Amazing.
I can't wait.
So, movies.
Oh yeah. What movies have you seen
lately? Mm-hmm. Oof. So I can't say that I've watched a lot of movies lately, but I've watched a lot of TV shows. Okay. Have you seen Invincible?
Invincible? No.
On Amazon?
No.
Have you seen The Boys?
No.
Are you familiar with The Boys?
I don't think The Boys. Invincible, yes, not The Boys.
So you've seen the promo for Invincible?
Yes, I have. I know what you're talking about.
Invincible is based on a comic book. It's an animated show on Amazon.
Okay.
And it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so good. And for anybody who's seen The Boys, it's almost an animated series of The Boys, but it's based on a whole different comic book. And one of the things I like about it is it's super creative. Like, it's still cliche superheroes, but the way that they go about things, I've never seen done before. Okay. And it's cool. It's different. So if you like superhero stuff, which you've seen the Marvel movies.
Yeah, no, I like superhero. I'm not like, you know. So have you heard of so I started watching this show, which was crazy because I was like, I'm gonna put this show on because, you know, I want to clean and stuff. I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it. And then it's the one that I kind of got hooked, which is like really weird. Have you heard of Made for Love on HBO Max?
I haven't.
Made for Love. It's I cannot remember the actress that's in it. But it's
what's it about?
It's really like interesting. So basically, this guy he's kind of like Steve Jobs, so he's kind of like Apple, but he's called Google. It's Google. Yeah, that's instead of Apple, like it's Google, like
that's
Google
how they could get around their legalities.
Yeah, it's like Google phones and stuff. But anyway, so he creates this device that's called Made for Love, and it's for couples, and it's a chip that goes into both of their heads, so you can know exactly how they're feeling and what they're exactly. So basically that's what this show's about. And then I don't want to give too much away, but stuff happens. Like, I guess the wife's not too into it.
So like, is she trying to get it out?
No, like, she escapes. Okay, so he has this hub. Like so they live in this place called the Hub, which is like, it's hard to describe, but it's basically like their own world, and they can change. Like, it can be like the beach if they want it to be. They can be in like Antarctica if they want to be, but it's like in this like hub thing. You know, they don't leave it. And so she broke away, and then later when she broke away and she's trying to, you know, run for him, she realizes that she already got chipped. And then it's about that, how she's chipped and she's trying to run away from him, and
he already knows how she feels.
Yeah, no, he's watching her.
Yeah, like,
and it's crazy because she can't like make a plan or, you know, do anything because he's literally watching what she's doing and everything. Yeah, like she'll like look in the mirror and she'll be like, "Fuck you."
We're like 10 years from that.
I know, that's
isn't that
scary.
Weird?
It's scary.
Well, there's things only become like. Things only get created because there's a demand for it, right? So somebody wouldn't create something like that if it wasn't necessary.
But I feel like that's kind of for like insecure psychos.
Well, for sure it is, but
I hope no one does that.
But think about it though, 90% of humans are insecure. Maybe not psychos, but they're insecure, which leads to being psychotic behavior.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, I was about to say behavior.
I think the statistic is like 60% of marriages end due to lack of communication. It's not even cheating on each other or anything like that. It's just literally the inability to talk to each other. And it blows my mind that grown adults can't use their fucking words. And we see it all day long.
I believe it.
We see it all day long. People come in and they just walk off and just can't, or like, perfect example. So when someone's spouse is already in the store, and then the other spouse comes in maybe like 10 minutes later. Maybe they're just meeting them there, whatever it is. They come in like 10 minutes later and a different salesperson greets the spouse, the second spouse. And instead of just simply saying, "Oh, I'm meeting somebody in here," they like blow you off at the door. It's like, use your words. And then you'll see them like turn the corner and immediately meet up with their spouse. It's like, use your words.
Yeah, that's like super frustrating.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Super frustrating. That's like another thing with the whole, you know, retail for you and then like restaurant for me.
Yep.
Whenever, hey, how are you? And then
sweet tea.
Yes.
I always hit them with a, that's a weird way to feel. Always. That was always my response.
Yes, that's super frustrating. So I definitely know what you mean about that. But also, like, going back to the relationship wise, like, it's just so crazy because I noticed whenever I worked on my communication, how like amazing things can go. Ooh, instead of, you know,
tremendously better.
Right? Instead of just being in your head or assuming what the other person is thinking or all that stuff.
What they say about assumptions.
You make an ass out of you and me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
yes, sir.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was definitely gonna segue into something really smoothly too. I had it all. I had the transition in my head, and then you threw me off because you said something really good. Fuck. Nah, I forgot what I was gonna transition back into. We were talking about something.
Movie shows,
relationships, movies. I don't remember, but
Gogol.
Gogol. Yeah, right. No, but it is weird. The grown people's inability to use their words. It is odd.
And I get it. I understand. Honestly, I do. And I feel like I'm the type of person that gets both sides. Like,
sure,
I really do.
Sure,
I really do understand both sides. So I understand that.
I do to a certain extent.
But I am working. So now I am working on it. So now it is kind of hard.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
Good. You're good. Go for it. I got it now.
Well, I don't know.
My bad. No, I thought about it, though. I was going to say that was the smooth transition. I was going to say, you just recently got a new retail job. So welcome to retail.
I know. Thank you.
So where did you get a job?
I work at a bridal shop. So
you don't have to say which one. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was about
just
to.
in case.
But okay. I mean, shout out to Karina.
Oh, hey. There
no,
we go.
Honestly, if you guys need a wedding dress, come to Karina's Bridal Boutique in Georgetown. For sure. It's awesome. No, she's amazing. I love her. I love working for her because she's, a woman. She's an entrepreneur woman. So, like, I look up to her, and just the way I can tell the way she runs things, it's all about her customers, and it's all just very personal. So I can obviously apply that to my business. But yeah.
Speaking of which, that's another perfect segue. Your own business. What is it? So please elaborate. Tell us what it is that you do, the name of the business, and we'll go from there.
Elsmere Beauty & Co. So I'm doing eyebrows. So I love eyebrows. I wax and tint them. And as we talked about before, I'll do other things as well.
Other things.
I'll wax other things like, upper lip, chin, the full face.
Hey, Samantha, you're on camera, okay? People are watching this like, other things?
Can we cut that?
You gotta, pineapple. you gotta be...
This is why I said I wasn't good on camera.
You gotta be more specific.
Okay.
She will wax. She will wax other things. Okay.
Just let me know, and I'll tell you if I can do it or not.
Yeah. And so far, just nose, fellas, nose and eyebrows.
Yes, and then ladies, upper lip, like I said, chin, other stuff. Yeah. Like that's what I.
Yeah, the normal stuff. Upper back.
Yeah. But anyways, so my main focus is brows. I love brows.
Okay.
And right now I am working on permanent makeup.
There you go.
Yeah. So microblading, if you guys know what that is, microblading. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna also look into adding, you might not know what it is, but brow lamination and lash lift and tints.
Explain it for the people who don't know what that is.
Okay, so brow lamination is basically a perm for your eyebrows, and they just lift it up. So it's mainly for...
Do I have a picture of this?
I'm looking at microblading.
We can come back to microblading.
So lamination is great it's great for anybody, but it's great for people that don't have many brow hairs because they make it look very full.
Oh.
There's some better pictures.
That's definitely not for you and I, Jeffrey. We have plenty of hair on our eyebrows.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it just helps make them look full and thick for the people that, or for the, people that especially don't have very thick or full eyebrows.
So what do you do that makes it appear more full or thick?
I lift them up. So I'll lift it up, and then I'll put like a serum on it, and then let it stay, and then lift it up.
So you can give my eyebrows a perm.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, shit, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So I started off with that, but I expect to have my business grow and, add more services to it, maybe switch it up, maybe do something else that I love. I also do makeup too.
Okay.
I don't promote that much. I might start doing it, but definitely
you should.
Yeah,
promote
I don't know
everything,
why I haven't.
all the parts. We've talked about this before.
I don't know why
Talk about upping your Instagram presence.
That's what I need to work on. I know. I'm really bad about my Instagram.
You gotta do you have to do video presence.
I know.
Think about it like this. You have to take advantage of being an attractive woman. Like, no bullshit.
Thanks.
But for real though, think about Instagram models who have millions of followers.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally taking advantage of the fact that they were born blessed.
Okay.
Like, they have then found a way to market that and market themselves and use that as an advantage. That's not an advantage that everyone has.
Yeah. I think I need to work on feeling comfortable because I feel like
That's fair.
I feel like
Well, this is good practice.
I know.
You're about to do 3 hours sitting right here in front of a camera. This is great practice.
Well, I was actually talking to my mom about this the other day, and obviously, like I said, I'm working on it, but I feel very, I'm trying to think of the right word, but so let's say I do post a picture on Instagram, you know, and then, you know, people are liking it and, you know, commenting and maybe DMing me, I feel very overwhelmed. And I literally put my phone away. Like,
Why?
after I post a picture, I'm just like, ah. I think I feel just very uncomfortable with, you know, everyone, I guess, I'm not good with compliments.
Okay.
I feel like I need to work on giving compliments and receiving compliments.
I get that, though. I'm not very good with compliments either.
Yeah, right, Mr. Chan?
Yeah, right? See, like, that's a perfect example, though, because I'm already kind of over that. Like, it's constant. And it's like, okay, yes, what I did was cool and what I did was a lot of fun, but I didn't win the UFC World Championship. Like, I didn't win the title. Like, I fought Class C Muay Thai, so the literally intro level Muay Thai. Like, I've only been training for 6 months, so it in a way it almost makes me feel like a fraud the more and more like people continue to compliment me.
You shouldn't feel like that.
Well, maybe
but
not,
I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean? But like, to a certain extent, like, I had my couple of days of celebration, but it's time to get back to work. Like, yeah. And it's a little too much.
Yeah, so that's how I feel. And you know, it's obviously something I need to work on, but yeah, I think I just feel very overwhelmed. I feel like maybe awkward. I don't know how to respond. I don't want to be rude and like not respond, or be rude. Like, I don't know if it's rude just to like it and not, you know, be like thank you or something like that. Like, I just overthink it way too much.
I feel that though. I feel that. I found that I enjoy responding. So I respond to all of them. I'll like the comment and I'll respond to the comment. Obviously you hit a certain point where that's not always feasible. When your business grows to a certain point, you're not going to always be able to respond to each and every person. But for the time being that you can, I think it's important that you do, because it makes the customer feel that you care right now. Yeah. But then I guess if you suddenly stop, then it kind of gives the bad message too. So you should be consistent. But I think when your business is small enough, you should definitely respond to every comment or like every comment. Yeah.
Which actually wasn't. I was actually talking about just in general. So not even my business. Like on my personal page.
Oh, you have a personal? I don't even have the personal page. I don't even have the personal page. So I don't even know. Damn, she popping on the personal page. Damn.
No, yeah, I have to give you my personal one. My bad. I didn't realize you didn't have it.
No, I don't have a personal page.
I think because we just talk about business so much that it was just like, okay, here's my business one. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, no, I feel like I would be better with my business page. However, and I know I definitely need to work on...
Oh, your personal page? Fuck 'em.
I mean, no, sorry, my business page.
Your personal page? Fuck them.
No, yeah, sorry. I need to work customers.
On my... those are people trying to slide in the DMs. Fuck those. No, business page. That was just you gotta respond on business page.
But I just wanted to let you know that's how I felt. You know, just having so much attention, like it just makes me feel very overwhelmed. But I know I definitely need to work on my business Instagram. I am, as you saw that one video, I am trying, you know, to post more, but I think it's just hard because it's just me. Like, I feel like it would be better if I had someone else, you know, helping me record or something. But yeah, I need a tripod.
Get a tripod. They're like $15.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to.
And that comes with a special holder that holds your phone, just like how it is right there.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah. That's how I recorded the first 2 videos. For the like the intro, for, like the why to the podcast and all that. I put it on the tripod right there. The tripod right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll definitely have to do that.
That helps.
Yeah, I need to work on
I've noticed the more, and we talked about this in episode 4, which is dropping tonight. Wink, wink. Ooh. Yes. He's nodding yes. All right, you heard it here. Well, I guess you'll hear this after it drops. But anyways, you're hearing it now. So if you're listening to this episode and you hadn't listened to episode 4 yet, go back and listen to episode 4 and then finish the rest of this episode. So yeah, episode 4 will be out tonight, and you're hearing this is Sunday that we're talking. Let's take one step back. So we talked about your business, Ellesmere Beauty and Co. Mm-hmm. What's your name?
Samantha. Sorry, I'm Samantha Martinez.
So see,
he hates us.
I just know her as Ellesmere. That's all I know. I don't have no personal page. I just know her as Ellesmere, which you recently changed your logo. Okay. So
I'm still working on my logo.
No, I like the new logo.
It. Did you see the new one?
The new one? Like the one that you posted like a week ago?
Not the one that you commented on.
You changed it again?
I changed it again.
Within the last one? Like the purple one?
Yeah. But it is another purple one.
Oh.
I think purple is going to be my color for my business.
So purple's the color.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
but
going with purple.
I changed it again. I don't know. I'm still working on it. It's hard.
It is tough.
It's hard.
But
how did you come up with yours?
So I didn't come up with it. Bree came up with it.
Oh.
Yeah, Bree made it.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Bree. She made it for us, and she made a bunch of different ones, and against her choice, she wanted me to choose a different one, but the one that I chose, I feel sums up how my brain works. I'm just like all over the place, just scatterbrained, and I can have conversations literally about anything. Like we're gonna sit here and talk about eyebrows. Like I'm fucking having a conversation about eyebrows, you know? And so like, she was like, the logo's too busy, and I was like, I'm too busy. Like my brain is too busy. Like that's just how it works. So I felt like out of all the logos she made, that one resonated the most because it's just how my brain works. I'm just all over the place, just all day long.
Yeah, I definitely, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, no, it's
for sure.
It definitely sums it up. So what made you want to start the business?
Okay. So,
change gears. That's quick. That's smooth, huh?
We'll go way back.
Go for it.
Okay. So, I was the type of person. So, my dad was always like, you need to. So, let's say in high school, he was always like, so what are you going to do? College, this and that. Mm-hmm. And I would shut him out. Like, I would not talk about it. I did not like thinking about the future. I don't know. I just shut down. But he always implanted like going to college, right? Sure. And, yeah. And so, I graduated high school. I went to ACC. I was going to school for, I think, a year, maybe 2 years into ACC. And my mom sat me down and she was like, hey, Sam, you're doing great and everything, but I know you don't like it. Like, mm-hmm. You're not happy. You're miserable, which was true. I was so miserable. Like, I hated it
Shout out to Mom.
Much. No, she honestly saved me. She really did. I don't even know if she knows that. I'll have to tell her. But she really did save me.
To the episode.
Right?
Plug.
Shout out. She saved me, and she goes, there's other options, and she's always, known that I love makeup and I'm good at makeup and just like the beauty industry.
Sure.
And she was like, you can go to beauty school. And I was like, I didn't even think that, I didn't even think about that. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that my aunt in California, she has her own beauty salon, and she's been doing that forever.
Okay. So
I'm like, okay. So it did like open up another, idea. So I'm like,
another pathway.
Yes. So that's how I got into beauty school.
Okay.
And so I got into esthetician. Esthetician school.
How long ago?
I went to esthetician school, I want to say August of 2018. So late 2018.
So we're in 2021 now, and you're 24?
I'm 23.
23. So then, what, 3.5 years ago? So you were 20, 19? Your birthday's in January.
I was 20, turning 21 when I went to esthetician school. Is that not right? Maybe I was...
That math don't add up.
Oh, maybe I was off on the... Maybe it was 2019?
That would make more sense,
Maybe
yes.
Maybe it's 2019.
Okay, so
20... Well, I was just confused because, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because then I graduated early of 2020.
Okay.
Something like that. I'm really bad with time.
Well, that time frame makes sense because you had just started when I met you. Like you were just getting started.
But not school.
No, not school, but your business.
Yeah.
Which was last year.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm really bad about time.
No, you're good. That's what I'm here for.
So I went to esthetician school and then... So I went to esthetician school and, I was doing it and all that stuff. And then I realized that I love brows. Like, and I didn't even realize, but going to school, there's such thing as a brow stylist.
Okay.
Or a brow, technician. You can call it different things. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do that. I was like, I forgot, you can just do, you don't have to do everything. So then my brain, it was a long ride. So after that, I was like, okay, well, I should work at a brow and lash bar. And so this is how my brain was working. So if I do that, that means I'll definitely have to know how to do lashes. And I already know how to do brows. So I was like, all right, let's do lashes. So I was doing lashes extensions for a while. I was horrible. I did not like it. It was really bad. It was super...
I respect the honesty.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing. Shout out to everyone that let me do their lashes. I love you, and I'm really sorry.
What made it more challenging? Like, why weren't you good at doing lashes, but you're good at doing eyebrows?
I think they're just very, very different, because lash extensions... So you don't know this. Yeah. So basically we isolate, so there's only one lash.
Okay.
And I put a fake lash on top of that one lash. And so I'm doing that to each of your lashes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Or
sometimes I'll isolate it and I'll put maybe 3 fake lashes on one of your lash. But I'm working on your lash individually. And think about, we
That's
have a lot of lashes. Yeah, exactly.
Especially, dude, mine, I hear all the time girls are like, I don't think you even appreciate your lashes. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I get that all the time. They're like, you just have such beautiful eyelashes. And I'm like, thank you.
Because you didn't do anything to them. You haven't curled them or put mascara on them or fake lashes, all that stuff. You didn't damage it yet. So yeah, it was very more tedious. I think it was just a lot. I know if I really did want to do that, I could have, and I could have been great at it. Sure. But I think I didn't want, I was more...
The passion wasn't there.
Yeah, I was more focused on brows, and I was only doing it to work for brows and a lash and brow bar, which didn't make sense at all. But that was my brain process at the time. And then, so I graduated school, right? Okay. But when you graduate school, you don't get a license. You have to take a written test and a practical test, and then you get your license.
Gotcha.
And those tests are up to you.
So is school mandatory in order to take the tests for the license?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So I graduated I had to have a certain amount of hours. Okay. So for esthetician school, with my school that I went to, I believe it was 750 hours. 750.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, I think it took me about 11 months.
Okay.
About 11 months.
That's a good amount of time.
I think so.
So you knocked that out in a pretty decent amount of time for 700 hours.
It should be around 11, maybe 12.
Okay.
For cosmetology, it's more. It's 1,500 hours.
Yeah, that's
wild. Yeah. So I graduated with my hours, and I never took the test. yeah, I was, oh, I'm done with school and, I'll get to it and just the normal stuff. I wasn't doing anything.
Okay.
And I think, honestly, and then, okay, so throughout this time, my dad's also, so, okay, I'm sorry. This is a little everywhere.
I'm following.
But,
I think.
so throughout the time, so before I started, I'm sorry. So before I started the school that my mom, suggested, my dad was like, no. He's like, you can do that after you graduate and get your degree. Okay. So that's where his mindset was. And then, he saw, videos and he was doing research and all that stuff. And he was like, oh, wow, like you can make, like some really good, like a living off of this.
Sure,
like,
absolutely.
It could be amazing.
Yeah.
So he was then switched and was very supportive. And he was very, okay, well, how are you going to make it a business? Business. Like he's, honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. But that is true. He's definitely in the back of my mind, just always business.
How am I going to make money? How am I going to live off this?
And not even that. It's basically he's like, you don't want to work for anybody. Anytime I complain about a job or get a new job, he's like, well, this is temporary, because you're making money for other people. He was just implanting all that stuff in my brain. And then, so I had that, in the back of my head. And then, so, going back, I never took my test and, just feeling like shit, not doing anything.
Fucking around.
Yeah, fucking around. And then I got into just motivational speeches and videos. Les Brown. I love Les Brown. Obviously Tony Robbins, just all that other good stuff. So I, started, like I was obsessed. I would watch them all day, every day, so just soaking up all of this, just entrepreneur, lifestyle, mindset, all that good stuff. And then I realized, okay, cool, I have all the knowledge, but I'm still not doing anything. So I decided to hire a business coach.
Yep. I remember talking about this.
Yeah, it just randomly happened. I was on Instagram and, I saw her feed and I was just like, you know what? Why not? Yeah. So I reached out to her and yeah, it was a good fit. And it was honestly the best decision of my life.
What made you just want to just instantly do it? Like what clicked?
But that's crazy is because like it happened so fast and me and her were talking about it and it was just okay. So you know what I think it is? I think that I'm blessed with being very self-aware.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is something to not take for granted. Because the more and more you talk to other human beings, you realize that they are not fucking self-aware. Self-aware. Like that is definitely a characteristic to not take for granted.
Which I just started realizing because I'm thinking about it like how did I get here? How am I? I guess because I do get a lot that I am more mature than I guess my age or what I look like. But I want to say that's it because I know growing like in high school, I was hanging around my friends that I love, but it clicked that if I keep doing this for the rest of my life, this is what my life's going to look like.
Yeah, I'm not going to get very far.
And if I do this other stuff, for the rest of my life, this is what my life's going to look like. Like, I think I was very aware of that.
Okay.
So that helped a lot. And I think, I was just thinking about my life and I'm like, you know what? It's bad to say, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. Yeah. So I need to do something else kind of thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I also think that I'm just really good at, trusting my instincts. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened with Margot. That's her name, Margot Hemshold.
Oh yeah, you have her Instagram? Shout it out. Maybe.
Yes, I don't want to butcher it. I think it's called I don't want to butcher it.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the description. Just text me it. We'll put it in the description. That way we can give her a shout out because she sounds like she did a wonderful job.
Because I love her. She's amazing. In 3 months, I just grew so much as a person mentally and and I started a business.
Yep.
And I started taking clients, which is like so crazy because, whenever I was first talking to her, even before then, it's just like, oh, I'm going to do that maybe in a year, 2 years, it's just so far away. And she's the one that was like, no, why not? Why not? I love her so much. That mindset
can be so toxic.
Oh my God.
The whole, I'll do it tomorrow.
It's so bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad.
It's terrible. You get nowhere.
It's horrible.
You get nowhere.
And it's horrible. And that's what she made me realize. Like, it was so crazy. Like, she was like, you can do it now. And I was like, okay, but I don't have this, Okay, well, let's get it. Well, I don't, have the money. It's always something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how much do you need?
Yep.
Okay, well, let's set a date. Okay, we're going to, save up and we're going to do it. And then start making, like, it's just so crazy. Like, she was amazing.
Tell us about, so I remember a funny story. How you got the money for the business coach. So you said that you had asked your mom for some money and then asked your dad for the other half. But
that was a little different.
But didn't tell either of them.
Yeah. I did not budget very well, and it was actually because it wasn't the business. It was for my business coach. Yeah. So it was for my business coach. We had a plan because it is an investment and it is a lot, but I am here to tell you it's the best investment, you can make. Like, we spend all this money on what, energy drinks and, food and shoes and this and that. So, why not just invest in yourself? The best investment I ever made. So yeah, we had a plan going where, I paid her some and then, we were working together and then by this time I would, pay her the rest.
Sure.
Well, I didn't realize how much I had to pay her. And so I was like, damn. And then, so yeah, I really had to think of something and make it work. And
you made it happen though.
I did.
You got creative.
I did.
You made it happen.
I did. So yeah, I asked both of my parents for money and they didn't know that I asked both of them. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad.
Well, the cat's out the bag now.
I know.
But it was all worth it though.
But yeah,
I can't be mad now.
And that's another example, if you really want it, you can definitely make it happen.
Absolutely.
It's just so crazy to think that I actually did that because I really didn't have the money, but again, I made it work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was amazing. It was the best investment I ever made. I learned so much. I started a business. Because, I think, I'm trying to remember what I told her, but I think she was just like, well, why don't you just do brows now?
Yeah.
And she's the one that was
too.
Yeah.
Just like, why don't you just do it now?
And then, and I was just like, okay. But yeah, so it was really amazing. But I thank my dad a lot for it, honestly, because I feel like he just implanted that. So I feel like honestly I had to do something.
Yeah.
I felt like deep down I'd feel super guilty and I'm doing something wrong.
I fully understand that.
If I wasn't doing anything.
I feel that.
So yeah.
I know what I completely understand that feeling though. It's I constantly have that same feeling. If I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sitting there watching a TV show, I feel like I'm wasting my time.
I know, and it sucks.
It has to be really, really, really good.
Yeah.
To beat that feeling.
I definitely agree. And it kind of sucks because I'm in the same boat as you. And it sucks because I feel like I can never enjoy my downtime because that's what I need to work on is honestly being
balance.
Okay, this is my relax time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fully relax and, feel okay about it. That's what I'm working on right now because, I'm the same way. I feel so guilty. Even if, my body's tired, my brain's fried, everything, I need to relax. And I am relaxing. I'm not doing anything, but I'm just, I'm feeling like
Still
crap.
Going,
yeah, I'm feeling like crap up here. And man, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so that's not good either. But
no, I get that. And that's something I've gotten better at too, is that balance of taking some time for myself. I like how I'm actually happy, and this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I'm happy that Marvel and Disney and these big shows have went back to a weekly release because it allows me to enjoy my free time but not overextend it because I can only watch that one episode. And yeah, it sucks because the anticipation for the next episode, you're like, fuck, I just want to watch it all right now.
Yeah.
But from the point of view of what we're talking about, it's so much better for us because then you just watch that one episode and then it's like, okay, what can I do now? Like, okay, let's go back and let's do this. Let's finish this. Let's do that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And so it's good that those shows have started coming out weekly again. Because I also do enjoy that anticipation, though. Like, it is fun to wait for it. It is kind of fun to wait for it, though, because you're just like, oh, I cannot wait. And it gives you something to be excited for.
Okay, so I definitely understand what you're saying. I think I'm just, it's just too soon to talk about it because I was just watching a show and I'm like really upset still that I have to wait for it to come out. So, like, I definitely know what you're talking about and I definitely agree, but I'm like, I want to watch the rest of it.
What show?
Oh, okay. So it was actually Made for Love.
Okay.
It's actually coming out like I think it's coming out. I don't know how it's coming out, but it's not fully out yet. And then, okay, so this is a little guilty pleasure, and I kind of feel embarrassed about saying it. But have you heard of The Circle on Netflix?
The Circle.
It's a reality show. It's like a social media game show.
I think I saw it the other day. I was scrolling through Netflix, and I think I saw it the other day.
It's a social media game show. And so, yeah, it's my little guilty pleasure. And I guess they only released, like, I want to say maybe 4 or 6. And then they're, like, releasing the rest later. Okay. But I was just, like, super
So they released,
upset.
like, a chunk of it?
Yeah.
Okay. But then they're going to release the rest later?
Yeah. But I'm
cool
just, like, super upset because I was like, I want to know how it
Binge all of it?
Yes, I was planning on binging it, and I couldn't. So funny. It's a little too soon, but I definitely know what you're talking about.
You felt that one?
Yes, I did.
So, successfully opened up your own business. And how's that going?
It's going great. Obviously, I want to improve more and grow more, but I'm really happy about, how things are going. Yeah.
So since you started last year till now, have you seen a pretty steady increase in clientele or return customers? Like, has it been pretty steady or is it getting better?
Yes, it's been pretty steady. It definitely, I can definitely see how I need to, put in more work.
Okay.
Like, I know whenever I put in more work, it pays off. So it's definitely up to me. Right now, it's kind of weird because I did start this new bridal job. And so I kind of took just a little, I don't want to say a break because when clients come to me, I take them.
Sure.
They're like, hey, can I book an appointment with you? Yes, of course. But I personally haven't been reaching out as much as I should.
Yeah.
Which, again, I feel very bad about doing that. But I was just trying to figure out what my schedule was so I could figure out what my business schedule is going to be, kind of. So, yeah.
So then what's the plan? What are you going to do to get back on it?
So I believe I have my schedule now. So so right now I'm working on my microblading. I'm working on finishing that up. So right now I am practicing on synthetic skin.
Okay.
And then soon I love my family, but I have family members that, offer to be my models. I'm basically learning right now. So I'm learning on
practicing.
Yes, my microblading. I'm gonna do the lamination like I talked about, and then the lash lifts and tints.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start reaching out to people and promoting it and doing all that good stuff.
What are you gonna do to promote it more or to promote it better? Like, what is the plan?
I feel like I need to just start posting more.
Okay.
I think that's my weak spot.
It's always good. Daily. Got to.
Yeah.
Daily and at least 4 or 5 stories. At least.
That's what I need to work on. So doing that, and then I've been thinking about, that little promotion thing on Instagram. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that.
The Facebook one works really well.
Oh, really?
The Facebook one's really good.
That's another thing. I haven't switched to Facebook yet, and I've been meaning to,
you need a
but
Facebook
I'm
page.
kind of... I know, Facebook just kind of scares me. It's just like a lot. I'm scared, but it's just like a lot.
You need a Facebook page. I've found that the podcast reciprocate or responds better on the Facebook page.
Oh, really?
The Instagram, don't get me wrong, the Instagram's doing well, and my personal Instagram does well as well.
Okay.
But the Facebook page, the ad worked a lot better on the Facebook page.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Now, the picture ad I did on Instagram, that works really well. But the video
That's
ad,
what I was thinking
the
of.
video ad did it way better on Facebook. So I don't know if there's a correlation or if it was just coincidence.
Okay.
But the picture ad on Instagram did really well, and then the video ad on Facebook did really well.
Okay. Yeah, that's been something I need to work on too, is switching it over and doing Instagram and Facebook. I'm actually working on a website right now. We'll have someone working on it for me, so that's exciting.
That is exciting. What are you going to have on the website? Being able to like book an appointment and then
book an appointment, pictures, just, a little bit about me.
Different services
the
that you offer.
Yes, exactly. It's going to start off small, but,
Sure.
it'll grow.
That's everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
That's cool, though. So, started this business, and as you kind of mentioned earlier, you feel like you definitely probably get this a lot. You're a little bit more mature than most people your age. We'll start with this. What do you think is a pro of being more mature for your age? What do you think is a good thing? Ooh, coming with that fire. With the heat.
I think a pro is... How am I going to word this? I feel like I'm
just better than everybody. It's simple.
I feel like I can save myself a lot of that bullshit years.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like I've heard a lot, and I feel like also whenever I was like 16 or something, I've just always had kind of like older friends.
Sure.
I feel like
I completely understand.
So I feel like that kind of helped a lot, and then also just I feel really bad about saying this, but just working in the restaurant industry and seeing like all these older people
unhappy, miserable,
unhappy, and kind of in the same loop, just working all day. Then of course you're working all day and it's very stressful, so they drink at night, stay up late, and it's just the same thing,
rinse and repeat.
And I think I just like realized like I don't want that. I think I just realized I don't want that. So I think it's gonna save me a lot of years of not, and don't get me wrong, I have my lazy days too,
sure,
and I mess around too, but I think it definitely saves like a lot of those years of just figuring out what I want to do.
Yeah, I was telling Reggie this the other day. So I was talking to Reggie, my friend, the first guest.
Oh yeah,
and I was talking to him. And I always say that too. I was like, dude, we're not Elon Musk. Like, we can't be on 100% of the time. Like, it's okay for us to have, like, even if it's a whole day, like, it's okay for us to have a day where we're just like, fuck, man, I'm just gonna chill. Like, I just want to chill. I just want to play video games. I just want to be, I guess, a quote unquote normal human being. And there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with it is when you do it every single day. Like, I have to come to the understanding that I'm not Elon Musk or I'm not Bill Gates or fucking Steve Jobs. Like, I cannot work 24/7, 365.
I wonder, do you think they ever had chill breaks or chill times?
Those guys are savages.
So crazy.
Those guys are savages. Like Grant Cardone. Like, those guys don't stop.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, they don't stop. They're just constantly on. Constantly. And my brain is like that. But physically, I'm not always like that. I'm just like, okay, I'm good, man. I just need 2-3 hours to myself tonight.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do what I'm supposed to, for the most part. But like I said, there's a level of leniency that we give ourselves, or we should give ourselves, because we're probably not going to be this quadrillionaire. Like, it's probably not in the future. Like, we're not going to start the next Apple. Like, at least I don't feel like I'm gonna start the
Not
next Apple.
the Apple that we know of, but maybe a different Apple that hasn't been invented.
Maybe.
No, I definitely know what you mean.
I don't know if I'm that smart, but I appreciate the
But
comment.
I'm not talking about the phone. I was just,
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. I don't think I'm smart enough to do anything on that scale.
No, that's your mindset. You can do anything you want to do, and it's not a cliche.
But I don't think I can stop at. I don't think I can start Apple though.
Not Apple.
Yeah, or Google. There we go. We should start Google. Let's start making phones. Google.
Not talking about phones, but
No, I know what you mean. You shouldn't set limitations, or you shouldn't set
boundaries. No limit.
Boundaries. Not what was the word?
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I mean, both of those words were the words that work too. But I was thinking of a specific saying. You shouldn't set parameters. Yeah, there we go. You shouldn't set parameters on your thinking, because you're right. You really can achieve way more than you think you can achieve. But again, I'm not Steve Jobs. Like, I'm not gonna be Steve Jobs.
Whatever.
But I mean, I see what you're saying. It's a great mindset to have, right?
Yes,
and go ahead.
Well, I wanted to go back to what you were saying about, how people do the same stuff every day, or like, not doing anything. Yeah, getting stuck in that mundane pattern. Yes. So, I feel like I definitely understand that, honestly. Like I said, I do see both sides of everything.
Sure,
honestly, I really do. And, I've been in that too, and I feel like it's easy to sulk in it.
Oh, it's so easy.
It's so easy to sulk.
It only takes a couple days to consume you.
The laziness or the depression or sadness or whatever you're feeling. Absolutely. It's so easy. So I definitely understand that. And I feel like I have been working on that, and it's very good. But yeah, just to like snap yourself out of it and be like, okay, if I keep, because I think this helps me all the time. Whatever I'm doing, okay, if I keep doing this, where am I going to be, later on in the future? And then if it doesn't fit that, then I'm like, all right, Sam, well, we need to change, Yeah. We need to get back in the game, start working out, eating healthy. Right? No, I get that.
We talked about that on the way here. I've gained 15 pounds since Sunday. Since my last fight, I gained 15 pounds, and it's like, ugh. Yeah. I feel gross. I feel so gross. But like I said, though, once you go past that like day or two, like had I just devoured everything in sight that one day and then just went right back to it, I'd have been perfectly fine. Like I wouldn't put on that weight at all. Like it'd still be what I weighed at fight. But I didn't. I went one day and then I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it again tomorrow. And then I was like, all right, let's do it again the next day. And then here I am a whole week later, 15 pounds heavier, bloated as hell, feel so gross. I've been tired. My energy levels have been shit. I haven't had any motivation to really work out, but it has served its purpose, because I'm so excited to go to the gym tomorrow. So it has served its purpose in the sense of like what you said, just the ability to snap out of it. But I think a lot of people's issue is that they don't have that ability to just instantly it's got to be more gradual for most people. Whereas for me, I have to hit rock bottom and then just flip the switch.
Yeah, I feel like it is hard, and I feel like there is different reasons why, and it makes me really sad, but I think it's different reasons why, but I'm sorry, I kind of like lost my train of thought. Give me a second.
Different reasons why someone wouldn't have the ability to just instantly snap out of it. Because I mean, most people do have to be gradual. Think about most people, like when they start a workout program, a lot of people need to start with like 2 days a week. Not everyone can just wake up tomorrow and be like, okay, 7 days a week. That's true. Some people can, but those are savages.
Yeah, but it's definitely, okay, so it's definitely in the mindset, which, I've been working on, and it's just so sad because, like, I wish a lot of people would feel this way, but instead of being like, oh, I don't want to, or, I'm feeling this way, so I just want to be in bed and, like, all this stuff, it's like, think about, how am I going to feel after I work out? Amazing.
Great.
How am I going to feel after I eat, like, something really healthy for me? amazing.
Usually
You're going to have
better.
so much energy.
Mhm.
You know, you have more energy. Same with working out. How am I going to feel if I, you know, get this task done, or if I do something that's like on my goals, or something I really want to do, or, you know, work towards my career, whatever it is. You feel good. You feel
Yeah.
productive. You feel
Yeah.
amazing. And
when you knock all your errands out by
You
10 o'clock in the morning,
do.
you're like, ooh,
you do.
I feel good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and you feel amazing, and you're like,
Mhm.
okay, and it's just, there's so much hope. So it's just like, it makes me so sad, you know, where people can't see that.
Right?
You
Don't
know,
you-
and they can't do that.
You wish, like, sometimes you just wish you could just give the way that you feel on your good days to, like, somebody else so that they could feel it. But also on the other side, so I see what you're a little bit more sympathetic than I am.
I am.
Because
I am.
I'm just more like, I'm just like, why?
You're like,
like
it's so easy, just
no,
do it.
no, it's not.
Oh.
It's not even that. It's not even that it's easy. No, this isn't
It's
easy,
not
because if it was
easy.
easy, everybody would be doing it.
That's
No,
true,
I
100%.
completely get that it's not easy, but I don't get why people don't get, like, I don't get why people don't put two and two together. If you constantly feel like shit every day, it is.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like, why? Yeah, again, that goes back
Let's
to what we were
change
talking about
something up.
earlier, though.
Mhm.
The ability to self-reflect, to realize, like, okay, I think this is causing this. And some people just can't do that, or they don't want to do that.
That's another thing too. Yeah, just not wanting to.
And some people just don't want to do certain things, and
which is perfectly fine.
Hey,
you know, if you're happy with not doing that, then
sure,
go on.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
there's
do
just
it.
some people that just don't want to do certain things. But a lot of people have, like, when you talk about how working out gives you more energy, a lot of people don't understand that. But it definitely, working out in the morning sets the tone for the day.
I agree.
And you have way more energy. Way more energy, because the amount of endorphins, testosterone, everything that is pumping through your body due to the physical activity that you did first thing in the morning, the rest of your day is not only do you have more energy, you feel better, but it's fucking easy. The rest of the day is easy.
Yeah, I definitely like working out in the morning versus the night.
Must. It's a must.
100%.
In the morning.
I know. If I
don't go in the morning,
it's not happening.
it ain't happening.
Yeah.
And I know that.
Agree.
I know that about myself at this point. It's just not happening.
No, I agree. But, you know, like I said, I'm just trying to think, because, like, yes, I understand. So, okay. Sometimes, because I do have this mindset, and I do know, you know, where I should be and think, and, like, what I should do to go to where I want to be. However, you know, I'm not perfect too. And, like, I fall, you know, off the wagon as well. And I notice, so that's why I feel like I can sympathize to other people that's hard to get back on the wagon, because I do, like, whenever I'm off the wagon, it is hard for me to get back on the wagon.
But you get back on every time, though.
I do,
That's the difference.
but I
That's
feel
the difference,
like
though.
I guess I'm hard on myself, and I feel like I'm off the wagon for longer than I wanted to be, or should have been in my eyes, you know?
But you still get back on.
Yeah,
that's all that
true.
matters. It doesn't matter how
true.
long or how short. What matters is you get back on the wagon every time.
That's true.
But people don't get back on the wagon.
I know,
they just stay
and it
off
breaks
the wagon.
my heart.
But should it though? But should it though? I mean, to a certain extent. I'm sympathetic to a certain extent.
Okay.
Or not even sympathetic. I'm empathetic to a certain extent. I'm not sympathetic.
But I definitely know what you mean, because, you know, I've definitely met the people, and you can tell, you know, like, they're just, I feel like, they're making it harder on themselves, you know, and they definitely, you know.
They're just taking one step forward for every 3 steps they take backwards.
That, and what frustrates me is when they complain and complain and complain.
Oh, just straight bitching.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing that annoys me.
If
it's
you
like,
don't want
okay,
to do anything,
if you're hating,
that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't bitch about it.
Exactly, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm
so that,
100%.
yeah, that's what annoys me.
Oh, dude, it's
so I can understand that.
Oh, it's so frustrating. And you talked about it earlier, how the restaurant business helped you notice that, and it was the same for me too. Is I loved serving, I loved waiting tables and bartending. We've talked about this before.
Yeah,
I love waiting tables and bartending, and if I could make the same. Well, I could make the same amount of money if I got the right spot, but if I didn't have to work with the miserable fucking people that you have to work with, I would love to go back to bartending and serving. But God,
people love to bitch in the restaurants industry.
Dude,
love it.
Working with those people hurts. It's so painful because, like you said, you do feel a certain amount of sadness for those people, but it's so toxic. It's so toxic because they're never going to change ever.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're picking on a certain industry, so it's not just that industry. It's most.
But I feel like a lot of like
most retail restaurant industry, it's just that there's that they just have that mindset where it's kind of woe is me. They put themselves in a very terrible position whereas it's like a waitress who's a single mom with 3 kids and has terrible relationships. It's like, okay, if the first one goes south, okay, I understand that. Second one goes south. Oh, okay. Third guy's the same. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. They're all the same,
but just different names, different faces.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, okay, so Bob beat you this week, and then next week Steven. It's just like it.
But it's the same guy.
Yeah, and it's sad. The first 2 guys, first guy, whatever, or girl. It could be vice versa.
Yeah, true that.
But the point is, it's just like it is exhausting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Yeah, it's very frustrating. It makes me sad because I'm just like, what are you doing?
And it's hard.
Like, please. Like,
makes it that much harder to stay motivated.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to have people in your friend circle.
I was literally about to say that.
We talked about this before.
Very important.
We talked about this before, and that kind of so we got off on this really long tangent
I know,
by asking you what the pros are of having this mindset. But now the cons, because I feel like what we're about to talk about is kind of a con and kind of a pro at the same time. But we've talked about this, how you have a certain group of friends who you enjoy hanging out with, but you feel like you can't hang out with them as much because they aren't propelling you forward. They're holding you back.
Yes, it makes me very sad. It makes me very sad.
Very sad person.
Well, because like I love them, you know, they've been in my years forever, or they've been in my life forever, and you know, I love them. But yeah, I did. I had, because I understood a really long time ago that, you know, you are the one of the 5 that you hang out with, only hang out with quality people. Like, I knew that, right? But I was like, I can do both. That's what, you know, I heard that, but I was like, I can do both. I can do both.
I know that mindset. I fully understand.
Yeah, so that's how I was. I was like, I can do both. And it was, you know, for years, I was like, I can do both. Then, you know, I started my business, and then I started really, you know, thinking about my goals, where I want to be and all that stuff. And I'm like, damn, I can't do both. I can't do both. So yeah, it's really sad.
Are you a fixer? Like, do you feel like your personality is like a fixer? Like you try to fix most things? Because I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with that. Because I have that same mindset. Oh, I can do both. Like, I can hang out with these people and I can just kick it with them, even though they're not on the same mindset. I can still hang out with them, and maybe I can help them like achieve that mindset.
Like, you can help.
Not
fix them, but yeah.
But you can
help them.
You can help them, right? Okay. But then you have your group of friends who are on the same mindset, and when you hang out with them, it's a different world. It's a much better experience.
It's crazy, and yeah, it just.
But you feel bad if you drop your other group of friends. But at some point, you have to.
I know, and it's just really hard for me to say, and it was hard for me to accept. But honestly, yeah, you know, and that doesn't mean, you know, we have to like cut them off completely,
no,
or, you know,
you
all
definitely
that
have
stuff,
to pull
but
back.
Distant yourself for sure. And so yeah, that's what I've realized, and it makes me really sad because, you know, honestly, everybody around me, you know, are people that I love very, very dearly. However, I just like realized that we aren't on the same path.
But sometimes that pullback is good for those people though, because sometimes when you become distant, they catch up.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
It does sometimes.
It's not always going to happen, but the people that do catch up, you're like, oh, okay.
That's amazing.
So now we can really, now I can really help you out because now it's kind of clicked.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, now I can really help you kind of understand what I've been trying to convey to you over the last X amount of years.
Yeah, that is amazing when that happens. For sure. But yeah, so I started realizing that, and, you know, I did distance myself, which is really sad.
Sorry.
But, you know, I'm excited because I'm looking forward to it. I want to make, you know, my group of friends, my circle. I haven't found them yet, but my circle that just has my, you know, same mindset, that we click, and, you know, we're all going somewhere. And I guess we're all doing stuff that we want and just growing and helping each other grow. So I'm really excited. You know, I know it's going to happen. So right now I feel like it's a transitioning period. I am alone a lot, which I don't mind, but I am a little, I am home a lot, a homebody. I don't go out that much.
We talked about that in Friday's episode. We talked about how in order to achieve like ultimate happiness, you have to be comfortable with being alone. It's so important.
Very.
Because the people who aren't comfortable with being alone, who constantly go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship,
or those people that have to have a friend with them
24
as soon as they wake up to as soon as they go to bed, it's like, hey, let's do this, that. Those two.
Yeah. Toxic.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's just,
it's bad because you, again, it's one of those things where it's like you want to, like, you get it, but you have to be able to, again, self-reflect, take a step back and be like, oh, I kind of am that person. I don't think it's normal to be in a relationship with like 8 different people in 1 year.
Definitely not.
Like, you shouldn't be going from, and when I say relationship, I mean like you're posting it on Instagram kind of shit. Like you're going like, and it's like 8 different people in 1 year, or even like 4 different people in 1 year.
That's even a lot.
I'd be fucking happy if I post one person in a year on fucking Instagram. Like, what? On Instagram? Like, you know how embarrassing it is if you got to delete that shit in 2 weeks?
Not for some people.
That's the crazy. That's what I mean, though. Those people need, like, they have to have somebody.
And it makes me so sad. I guess I am a very sympathetic person.
Way too sympathetic. We need to change our sympathy to empathy.
I guess so.
Because that's important. Like, being sympathetic, I think, is one of the reasons we continue to get a little bit softer in society versus being empathetic. Empathetic, like, let's pull up the definitions for me, Jeffrey, before I butcher this. I'm pretty sure I know them, but we're going to pull them up because empathy is more
the ability to understand and share the feelings of another.
Yeah, being able to understand somebody, understand where they're coming from, having a conversation with them, being able to be like, or being able to, I guess understand where they're coming from is what I was going to say. And then sympathy is?
It can mean 2 things. Feelings of pity and sorrow for someone.
See, right there, just that definition right there just feels bad. Like, feeling pity for someone. It did really feel bad. There's a few times where sympathy is necessary. When someone loses somebody in their life or something tragic happens. Then you want to be sympathetic. But you don't want to be sympathetic for someone who isn't experiencing a great tragedy. They're just lazy.
Or who are making those choices and who decide to make those choices.
Yeah, you want to be empathetic because you're trying to understand where they're coming from so that you can help them. Yeah.
I think I have a hard time with that. I think I definitely feel a lot for others.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely need to work on that.
Yeah, it's just a slight difference. Like, instead of feeling sorry for them.
But it's weird because, like, hearing those definitions, I'm like, I feel like both of those.
That's fair.
I do. I don't know.
Both sympathetic and empathetic equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, no, I feel that.
I need to choose a side.
I feel that. So, Yeah.
That is true.
No, they can't go hand in hand.
That is true.
Yeah. I can't think of an example right now, but
but
they can go hand in hand. No,
Yeah.
that's a good point, Jeffrey. Jeffrey coming in clutch. We need to get Jeffrey a mic already.
I
don't
know.
why we don't have
Why
one
doesn't
hooked
he
up.
have one?
I don't know. Yeah, we're getting another one, but we got to return that other box now since it doesn't work. So, would you say that starting a business, that your mental game, your mentality is more important than actually having a talent at something?
100%. 110%.
Yeah.
It's all about mental,
your
mental mindset. For sure, 100%. It's so crazy. Like, the stuff that I learned just opened up so many doors, and not even in business, honestly, my personal life, but just myself too, and just how I feel about myself and how I spend my day. And it's also okay, so I learned about, it's really how to focus your thoughts.
Okay.
Like, really realizing, what am I thinking throughout my days, and then kind of switching that to, like, what do I want to think about?
Like, also manifesting, or?
No, not even that. So let's say, you're driving in the car and you're like, oh, what am I going to cook today? Oh, and you're just, your mind drifts, and maybe you think of, like, a conversation at work, or I don't know, and it doesn't, you're not upset with it, or you're upset with the conversation at work, whatever, you're just thinking about it. Well, then kind of realizing, like, okay, well, what do I want to think about? Well, let me, think about my podcast. What do I want to do for my podcast?
Okay.
Let me think about, like, what do I want my workouts to be? Or,
redirecting your thoughts to be more productive.
Yeah, and, like, what you want, because I think that has a lot to do with feeling bad. I wouldn't say feeling bad, but I guess maybe being lazy and being not productive.
Often in your head. Yeah,
because and I'm saying this from personal experience,
Because, we're all cut from the same cloth. Like, you and I, we're not Elon Musk, so we're not this different person, like this ultra human being.
Yeah.
We're not.
But, like, personally, so, like, let's just say, so I'm thinking about, maybe this, like, bad relationship that I have, and then maybe I'm thinking about, I'm a little stressed about money. But then I'm like, okay, Sam, like, obviously I don't feel good, like, thinking these things, like, what do I want to think about instead? It's not more, manifesting. It's just, like, controlling your thoughts, because, we have so many thoughts throughout the day, and I feel like, I can't speak for everyone, but, mine, they were just bullshit, just bullshit, and
I think for some people it's just
making me
quiet
feel
up there.
bad.
I think it's just a little quiet up there sometimes.
But yeah, that was just very powerful, is to, like, and, like, the first step, honestly, is, what am I thinking throughout the day? Because sometimes you don't even realize that.
You just think about dumb shit.
Yeah, you don't even realize, like, if someone, like, what were you thinking about all day today? Like,
me?
Yes.
All day today?
Yeah, throughout your day. Like, can you remember?
Selling people?
Just selling.
And then going to Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
then
super exciting.
the podcast.
Yeah. I feel like you're not a good example.
What do you mean?
I don't know, because I'm trying to, like, I feel like throughout the...
I stay on point. Well, I try to stay on point.
But all your thoughts, like, really that? Like, there wasn't some bullshit in there, some stuff that, I don't know.
Well, typical bullshit that I get mad at people for bitching about. Stupid shit. So, I guess that's kind of a bullshit thought. Because that's a waste. That is a waste of a thought, right? It's a waste of energy to get frustrated at other people, because you can't control other people.
Yeah.
And so it is a waste of energy to get frustrated at that, but I can't fucking help it. I get so so irritated. I'm just like, what are you bitching about?
People that work in the retail
are you tired about?
Restaurant industry, they hate people.
Samantha, especially at my job. Samantha, we make anywhere from $70,000 to $120,000.
Okay.
Doing fucking nothing. We have shit to complain about. And so yeah, it's just like we got nothing to complain about. I mean, we make really good money for the amount of work that we put in. It's not a hard job. Most people come in with a general idea of what they're looking for. 20-30% of those, they already know what they want already. So it's already, all you got to do is just write it up. I mean, it is a really easy job, but it is very easy to fuck it up. In the sense of like, if you allow those thoughts, like you're saying, if you allow those thoughts to enter your brain and then turn a good day into a negative day, that's what sales is. It's very much attitude based. So the second you get into that, like that slump, that poor mindset, the second you get in, and I'm guilty just as anybody else. Like I'll have months, actually, well, usually for me on holiday weekends, I just do phenomenal. I absolutely crush it. Holiday weekends are always my jam. And for me, I always justify it as it's like it's like the 5 weekends of the year that actually fucking matter. Because like the only time we're busy enough to keep my attention the entire day, where where I'm at work and I'm only thinking about work. And so I've been trying to be more consistent at work. And last month I crushed it all the way up until like the last like 4 days of the month. And then the 2 guys ended up beating me by like 30,000. And I was tied with them the entire month. I was absolutely crushing it. We were all crushing it. And then the last 3 or 4 days, I just got into a slump. Boom. It just slipped. And I got out of rhythm. And I ended up blanking. I didn't end up selling anything for like 3 days in a row. And it completely just crushed.
But isn't that crazy? Like, can't you tell about your mindset and like when it's like on a good path and then when it's not? Like, stops. Isn't it insane? Because it like blew my mind, you know? Because, you know, like I said, I have my days too where I'm just like in a slump. But then it's just so crazy what you can do with just like, you know, just your mindset, just, you know, focusing on what you want to think about and just make like the action too is like actually showing up and doing what you need to do. That's like 100%.
Another thing too is remembering that you're in control.
Yeah.
Your mind's not in control. Yeah. You're in control.
Yeah, you're in control of your mind and your thoughts. And honestly, feelings and emotions. I don't know if you're...
You are.
I don't know if you're ready to talk about that.
It's a little harder. Feelings and emotions are definitely harder to control than thoughts. But
it doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay. Well, elaborate then. Sounds like this is something you want to talk about.
Now I'm like, ugh.
Put you on the spot.
I know, right? No, okay. So you're right. You know, it is harder and it is, you know, more work. But I feel like, I don't know, even just saying it is harder just rubs me the wrong way. Yes, it is work.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm sitting on the couch by myself watching a sad TV show and I just start tearing up. And I'm like, and in my head, my mind is saying, why the fuck is this motherfucker tearing up? And I'm saying, why the fuck am I tearing up? But then I'm tearing up. Like
maybe you just needed a good cry. Everybody needs a good cry.
But I'm not even sad. Like I'm not even sad. I'm just watching the TV show and something happens and something sad happens and then just a little tear just. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm not even sad. Where did this? I don't even know where this came from. So
maybe your unconscious mind.
My unconscious mind. Yeah. Just unconsciously tearing up.
So
I'm being serious though.
I don't know why you randomly teared up.
Like controlling your emotion. I mean,
no, it is hard. No, yeah, I mean, I understand, it is hard. But I feel like that's also like that's also something that we can change. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about is limited beliefs. I feel like a lot of people put limited beliefs on themselves.
Yeah, like the parameters.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like that's a limited belief, thinking like that's hard.
Okay,
yeah, that it's hard and that you can't control it. Because a lot of people are, I can't control it. I can't control it. This is how I feel, you know, and I can't control it. It's not true. Sure. You
Maybe
can.
I just like crying sometimes.
I know. It's okay. I'll plan. I'll be like, you know what? I want to have a good cry today. I'm going to put on a sad movie. Okay. And, you know, I'm going to have like my dog, my chocolates. Like, I'm just have a good cry. So I definitely feel you. Fair. I don't think that's very common in men, though.
Oh, wow.
As common in men.
Fucking shot fired. Goddamn.
No, I said I don't think it's
My
as
bad.
common. No, because I remember my dad would always like poke fun at me and my mom.
Sure.
Like, oh, who wants to cry?
But it's weird though.
You know?
I don't cry. I don't cry about a lot of things. Like it's weird. It's just
But I think
have such an imagination.
You need to let out because like I feel like sometimes I feel you because there'll be sometimes where I'm watching like honestly I'm trying to think of what show it was. It was like maybe like How I Met Your Mother or something like that. And
but sometimes
I'm just
it's sad though.
No, it is really sad. No, yeah, they have some sad parts, but like no, there'll be times where I'm just like,
yeah.
But I feel like not even in like one of the sad parts. Like I feel like it would just be something,
in a random part.
Yeah, just a random part, and I'm just like so just emotional. But I feel like, and with me, I'm like, well, I don't think like I let any, like I haven't cried in a really long time. I think I hold in my emotion too sometimes.
That's fair. I can understand that.
And so I'm thinking like that's my body. That's just like, you know what, girl, you need to cry.
I mean, the more when I think about it, now that you've brought it up, anger is an emotion that I control very well.
Okay.
So contrary to belief, I'm not a fighter at all.
Okay.
I have never. Well. Not never. I've been in a few physical altercations, but this statement is true. I have never punched someone in the face that wasn't at Muay Thai or that wasn't at that I didn't have gloves on. I've never hit someone bare knuckles, so I'm not a fighter. And people knew that going into the Muay Thai tournament. That's just not who I am.
Okay.
However, if I got to. I will. But I have such good self-control over my anger and like getting mad that you will never be able to get that much of a rise just coming at me personally. Like you would have to come at somebody who's with me.
Okay.
In order for you to ever get that rise.
Okay.
Because the self-control over my anger, like personal anger.
And are you talking about like physical wise, not verbally?
Verbally you can probably you can get a rise. It takes
but more physical.
Physical, yeah. In order for you to make me mad enough to beat your ass.
Yeah.
That takes a lot.
Yeah. Which I agree too. Like I feel like I definitely like people can come at me and say whatever they want.
Yeah,
like I don't care. But yeah, don't talk about my mom or my best friend or my dog. I get so defensive.
Right. Hey, come at Aria,
I get so defensive. So yeah, I definitely understand that.
I would. Yes, I'll mess somebody up for my dog.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah. So I mean, now that you're talking about it, I guess I do control my emotions very well. But it is funny though. I will deadass just be sitting on the couch. Just by myself, watching some fucking movie, and something will happen, and I'll be like, "Hey, it was kind of sad, man."
Aw, that's cute.
But it's only like
that's cute.
It's really only movies, nothing. Or if I do get really angry. Well, I mean shows and movies, yeah. Okay. Or if I do get really angry, I'll cry if I get like really really mad.
I hate when that happens. I'm like, I'm not sad. I'm just really mad.
Yeah, I'm just fucking pissed off. Yeah, well, it's just another way for me to not freaking hurt somebody. Like it's just another way for me to calm down. And that's like the only 2 times that I really get like where I like cry. It's like I have to be either like super super mad, or you have to be someone really close to me to get that emotion out of me, or just sitting there just fucking watching a movie.
Right, I'll do it.
Just sitting there watching a movie, man. I'm trying to think of what was I watching? It was something relatively recently.
Oh, where that one tear came out.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn.
I want to know.
It usually. Oh, that's what. Huh? Lean forward. Oh, am I not in there? Oh, my bad. No. What? That's what I was gonna say. So when it comes to TV shows and movies, I have such a vivid imagination that I get so wrapped up into the characters. Mm-hmm. Like I'm so invested. That's why I feel like sometimes that's why I don't want to watch too many shows or too many movies, because I get so invested that when something sad happens, I feel like it's happening to me. So like I get sad for the character because I
Yeah.
feel like I can actually feel it, especially when it's written really well. When it's written really well, I just get so wrapped into it, and I don't know. I can like picture myself in their shoes, and then I get sad.
Yeah. And same
or I
with,
get
like,
super excited, or
excited
yeah,
or
vice versa.
something like
I
that.
just get so wrapped up into the characters and so much into their emotions.
I definitely understand that, but I like it. I feel like that, that's part of the show,
Oh yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to captivate that.
Exactly.
Right.
And then that's why we get so sad when it ends. It honestly,
true,
yeah.
Especially when they fuck it up. Shout out to Game of Thrones.
Don't talk
bastards.
about it. Why did I was
Season 8
thinking that
burned
too?
the whole thing. It's so disappointing.
I know.
That's a whole nother tangent.
Yeah.
I feel like we got really off track here.
For sure.
Not really. I mean, everything we talked about was relatively along the same lines. But this started, we were talking about the cons of having this mindset. And one thing is obviously, like we were talking about, is having to cut some friends off and like kind of pushing them away a little further because you're like, man, I love you to death, but I can't see you every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just want to come over and do this, and doing this is getting you nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is another con of? I guess
would say I had it when you were talking. It was so friends, and then I had it friends. A con of having this mindset at my age. I lost it.
My bad.
I lost it.
Just trying to get comfy over here, man. Sorry, guys. Jeffrey's messing with the camera for those listening and not watching.
And Sam can't think right now. I lost it.
Damn.
And
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. If you remember, just stop me.
Okay.
So we started a business, right? And you've been working on your mental game. Go ahead.
Oh.
Got it.
I was just gonna say it is hard. I mean, it is a pro and a con, but just loneliness. Okay. I feel like that is because, distancing yourself and also having the mindset that I do and knowing where I want to go. I do, spend a lot of time alone, which, at first I love it. I am, an introvert. I do love being alone, but it is hard, at times, and I feel like that's just like another hard part and a con.
Do you feel like when you talk to other people, do you feel the majority of the people don't understand you?
Yeah, majority.
Like, do you feel sometimes like different than the majority of the people that you come in contact with?
I would say more the people that are my age. Mm-hmm. 'Cause like I feel like I come in contact with, I feel like a lot of older people, so I feel like they understand. But definitely like just whenever I meet a lot of people my age, yes, because it's just a different mindset, They're at a different part in their life.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people that have a lot of fun in their 20s, and then when their 30s come, they get their shit together. Mm-hmm. And so I always go back and forth on that, whether or not, because I was the same way when I was your age. I didn't really party. I was pretty introverted. I mean, obviously, I'm good at making friends and I'm good at talking with people, but it's really hard for me to find people who I like truly connect with. Yes.
And if that's your question, then yes, 100%.
Yeah, like I making friends is not the hard part. I can be cordial and make friends and like hang out with people and have a good time, but actually truly finding people who like when you talk to them, you feel like, oh, like okay, I think they kind of understand. Like That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. Yes. And I feel like I'm still, searching and I'm looking.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before, but I've told Jeffrey this. It's like I ride people's ass the way I just want someone to ride my ass. Like, I want someone to constantly be like, "Hey, Jordan, be on your shit." But there's nobody who does that for me. Like my friend, like I have a pretty good group of friends who are really supportive, and they'll tell you like, "Hey, let's do it. Let's have a good day." Like Reggie does a good job of that. Like, "Hey, let's win the day." Like he'll send me a text in the morning or something, something awesome. Like that. Or shout out to Brandon and John from Muay Thai. Both of them are really good about that too. But there's no one that is like, "Jordan, do your fucking shit." Like I always feel like I have to be on top of myself and on top of other people.
Oh, you feel like you have to be on top of other people?
Yeah, it gets exhausting.
Sure they do their
stuff? It gets exhausting.
Is that what you're setting for yourself? Like you want to
probably
be there
a
for
personal
other
flaw.
People?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're
I'm the fixer that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help people be better. Like that's the goal of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. That I feel like that's my purpose in life, is to just help the people around me be better.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I don't always communicate it the right way, or sometimes it's not always perceived the correct way, but that's genuinely what I'm trying to do. And sometimes I'm overly blunt with it, but sometimes I don't know how else to get the message across other than to just slap it in the face, slap you in the face with it. Sometimes I just don't understand how else to word it.
Yeah. That tough love?
I guess. But it's I don't know how else to just tell you to do something other than to just tell you to do it.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah, because that's all someone needs to do for me, is just tell me to fucking do it.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. I don't need anybody's sympathy. I don't even need empathy. I don't even need someone to be like, "Oh no, Jordan, I understand that you had a rough day today." I don't need that shit. I just need you to tell me to just keep fucking going. Yeah, that's it. I don't need you to tell me "Oh no, you should be," I can understand how you'd be tired. No, fuck that. I'm not tired. I shouldn't be tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like I haven't really found my people yet, you know, that are like that you're explaining. So yeah, it is hard right now.
So yeah. It can be tough, but I have a pretty awesome group of people.
It sounds like it. That's amazing that you have, your friends waking up and saying that you're going to win the day and stuff. That's amazing. I don't even have that. I wish I had. I think, no, that's amazing.
Don't worry,
I think that's awesome.
I'll send you a motivational quote before you go to your Orange Theory class tomorrow morning. I got you. I'll be up.
Maybe wake me up. Are you going to wake up at 5 tomorrow? Wake me up because I might not be up.
Yeah, come knock on the door and wake Coconut up.
Right.
I do have a really good group of people, and most of them I've met through Muay Thai.
I feel like you wanting to find someone that's just like you, like your twin, so you guys can have.
Yeah.
Well, because it says that you want someone to be like, "Hey, do your shit, do your shit, do your shit." So, and that's what you do to other people.
And maybe I think I want that till I find that person, right?
For sure.
And that's always the thing, right? But no, I mean,
you'll clash.
Yeah, kind of.
Maybe.
Well, the thing, so I do know someone who is like that, and it's my strength and conditioning coach, Austin, and I'm having him on the podcast here soon. And I was gonna tell him, fuck it, I'll tell it anyways. I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but I know people at the gym do listen to the podcast. But I've told this to other people at the gym too. Austin is the most intimidating person on the planet to me.
Okay.
Because he is that person. He is that person in my life because I put off training with him for a while. He is that person who is just, he's even more blunt than me. He's even more straightforward than I am. He's that person that tells you, no, do your fucking shit. No sympathy, no empathy. Just do your shit. And so so he is that person, and it is super intimidating because he is like the peak. Like he owns his own gym. During quarantine, he came up with all these band programs, and he made his Instagram go from like 9,000 followers to like 45,000 followers during quarantine. Like, he's just an absolute savage. He's exactly what we're talking about, where he has like, and I can't wait to talk to him to find out whether or not how I perceive him is actually how he feels on the inside, and I think it is. But he has like perfected the mindset that we're trying to perfect. Like, he is that person that is
I love that.
Every single day he's on all day.
Yeah.
Like, he is that person. And so I guess I do have that person, but it's intimidating.
Maybe.
So
do you think what if other people feel that way about you?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Yeah. It could be possible.
Maybe. And it's almost a bad thing because it's almost a bad thing because sometimes I have I avoided working out with Austin because I didn't want to disappoint. Like, I didn't want to upset him or like not follow the plan 100%. Like, I guess I had this perception that he would be upset or like judge me or something like that, and that's not the case. It's not the case at all. He's a super nice dude, just like myself. I'm also a super nice person, but that's weird. That was a whole reflection right there.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense because I do think
so.
people perceive me as I perceive him.
I think I can see that. I can see where people can be intimidated.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be that way.
But I think it just happens just because...
I don't want people to be intimidated by me. I'm a super nice person.
No, I know, but I think it's like, you know how you feel, and you know how you what is it? You just
I know what you're trying to say.
You know what you're feeling and what you're talking about, and everything you're talking about, you're very, passionate, I feel like, about it, and you're not wishy-washy. You're like, this is what, I know, this is what I think, this is what I feel, and that can be like intimidating to a lot of people. Yeah, super straightforward and honest too. So I feel like that can be, and you speak clearly, you speak loudly, and was eye contact and all that stuff. And I feel like other people that aren't like that, they can feel very intimidated.
This is the only time we really keep eye contact. Now that you brought it up, the podcast is really the only time I keep eye contact, because when I'm out in public, I'm stupid hyperactive. Oh, it's a problem. But I'm constantly watching everybody.
See, I don't know. I didn't realize that.
I pay attention to my surroundings so much.
I didn't realize that because I'm the opposite. I'm really bad, and I need to work on my eye contact.
On your eye contact?
Yeah, but
you've done good the whole time.
Thank you.
There's sometimes you break. Yeah, but so how you are right now, like how you break eye contact, that's how I am all day when I'm not doing this.
But see, I didn't realize that because I most likely at the dog park isn't really, looking. Like, I'm kind of like, just because I'm just really weird and like awkward. I don't know. And I'm working on it. You're also
paying attention to your dog.
Yeah. But I'm just really bad with eye contact, so I wouldn't even know if you're not making eye contact with me. Sometimes I'll leave. Yeah, sometimes I'll leave like a conversation. I'm like, did I even like look at them? Like, and I feel bad, and I'm working on it. But yeah, so.
But the hyperactiveness, I don't think is a bad thing as long as you're not doing it from a self-conscious point of view. But I guess it always blows my mind when you walk into a place. Say you walk into the gas station and you come out of the gas station, and I look at you and say, did you see that guy in the orange shirt? He was kind of weird. And when someone says, no, I didn't notice it at all, or there was a guy in there with the orange shirt, I'm like, the building's only so big. But more importantly, it's like, you should know your surroundings, because anything could happen at any single point.
Okay, so.
And especially as a female, I think it's even more important to be able to go into a building, assess the entire building, and know what just simple things. What people look like, what they're wearing, just little things. I can tell you what clothes, appearance. I try to keep. I agree.
I agree. For sure, and I definitely know what you mean. That's another thing that I do need to work on. But I feel like that's also the male and protective side of you. And I feel like not only you, I see that in a lot of, males that are very protective, that are into, Muay Thai or was it jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Or just like anything like that. Like I, talking to all of, them, you guys are very observant, and I feel like, yeah, it is true. Like as a woman, like we definitely should be very observant of our surroundings. It shouldn't have to
be that way, but I feel like it's I feel like it's something that's important.
It is. But yeah, I am more on that oblivious side. I think, what I think, and it's really
There's
bad.
a blessing in that too, though.
Yes, and I think, okay, so I'm not talking about this in like public, like the gas stations and just like out in public, like downtown or something like that. But let's say like at work, or like maybe if I was like in high school or something, I noticed that, and this was back then and like in my mindset, but I noticed that when I was observant of everything else, I think I kind of like got a little butthurt. I got a little, I don't know. I feel like I was just observing too much. And I was just like, I don't know, like how this makes me, like I just wasn't feeling good about it. So I remember being like, you know what, I'm going to switch back and I don't want to be observant. I don't want to know anything.
That's an interesting point of view. I find myself like that with couples at work. And in the sense of Jeffrey can contest this, all day long we see some fuck ass couples. Just one,
like just customers?
Yeah, as customers. Okay. Yeah. Just one or the other is just a complete asshole. Like I've seen I really haven't seen too many wives flip out on their husband at the store, but I've seen a lot of husbands and a lot of boyfriends just lose their shit in public
about
on their wife. Yes, I know. And say some crazy fucking shit in front of us. Not even like when other people aren't standing around, like in front of us. I've heard some wild stuff. I can't think of it. Of course, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I've heard some wild stuff. And it's funny that the way you said it, you get kind of butthurt. I get kind of butthurt because I'm like, I'm the single one? I'm so confused right now. Like I would never.
Yeah.
I would never.
Is it hard to like bite your tongue?
Oh, sometimes I'm smart for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that must just be super like, I don't know.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awkward. And I haven't seen, me personally, I haven't had one that's super bad to where I've had to say something. I just know of other salespeople who have had customers, and that kind of goes back to that intimidation. And I don't necessarily, I'm not an imposing person, so I don't see it. Like, I don't think someone is intimidated by me. But there's certain stories that I hear from other salespeople with their customers that I can't, like, I've never experienced. So I don't know if it's that factor or what, but there's certain things that just it's just never happened.
That's so crazy though. That's so
either
crazy.
They know I'm going to say something, or I don't know, they just know, maybe they just feel that I'm not going to put up with that shit. So you're not going to do that in front of me. So I haven't necessarily had anybody do it in front of me that was too bad. I've just heard of other salespeople or walking by something.
Really? That's like really bad.
Yeah. And it always, like, you can always tell too when a couple's mad because they won't hold the door open for each other. It's funny when they walk in.
Done that before.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
That's always funny, but no, I get what you mean though with getting butthurt by being observant. That's one example that I think of. I'm like, I'm the single one. Like, this is weird. Or I guess that's really my only example of, I guess, getting butthurt of being too observant.
Yeah.
I
I just know that happened a lot whenever I was younger. But, also I feel like whenever I was younger, I was, more insecure and just...
What would you get butthurt about by being more observant?
So it would just be about kind of like, I don't know if I sound crazy saying this, but just like maybe, with if I had a boyfriend at the time, just kind of, yeah, exactly. I was like, why are you making me say this? Because I sound so ugly. I don't like that. I didn't like that I was like that, and I feel like now I'm not like that. But, back then I was like that. So I would be butthurt, someone looking at someone or someone doing something to someone or just little sly things. And I was like, I don't want to see it.
Silly stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't want to see it. Like
when someone gets mad when someone gets mad at their significant other for someone else liking their photo on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't talking about that, but...
Well, no, I'm just saying...
But when people do
that,
another...
it's just like...
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
That person can't control that.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Or a comment or something. It's like, I can't control that.
And it's definitely all, about insecurities and just, like, loving, having to love yourself and accept yourself.
And trust.
Yourself, too, and the other person. But I feel like it's mostly, like, you. And then I feel like if you work on yourself, then you'll attract whoever you want to, attract.
Oh, it's true.
And then, obviously you guys work out your stuff.
It's true.
And communicate.
It's true.
But
the more and more you put in the work, the more and more you surround yourself. Like, the more and more you just find yourself surrounded by people who are also
and it just happens, But also, just, like, realizing what... And I feel like a lot of people hear this, but it's just it's very powerful to, like, really, like, know what you want and what you're okay with and what you're not okay with and, like, what you want to do and, like, all that stuff. Because I feel like it just, like, aligns everything else. Because then it doesn't matter, if the other person doesn't feel that way, then okay, like, we're not on the same path or,
sure.
like, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But, like, like, yeah.
It's okay to not be on the same path as somebody and go separate ways. That's okay. Like, everybody comes into your life for a reason. And that's one saying that I truly believe in, but then I struggle with sometimes, because sometimes certain things happen where you'll talk to somebody for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then they just disappear, and you're like, you think about it, and you're like, what the fuck was the point of that? And so you try to find, like, the reason in it, and sometimes, and there's always a reason, but sometimes that reason doesn't hit for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah, like...
And same with everything happens for a reason. I'm a huge believer on that too,
Oh, absolutely.
A huge believer. But yeah, exactly. I'll be like, what the fuck is this happening though? I don't understand. Because... And I'll tell myself that too. Okay, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. But I don't understand what it is right now, and I don't.
It'll hit you. It'll hit you at some point. It's gonna hit you at the right point. It's just always so weird. So I dated this girl in college for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. Shout out to Olivia. I dated her in college, and late last year, I felt the need to text her and apologize. Right?
Okay. And it had been how many years?
I've been out of college now 7.5 years.
Okay.
I'm about to be 28. Yeah.
And
so
you guys
7 years.
Okay.
And so we hadn't really. I mean, we're always cordial.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a terrible breakup.
Okay.
I mean, it was for me.
So you felt the need you had to apologize.
Yeah. So I felt the need I had to apologize because I fucked up, or at least I feel like I really fucked up.
Okay.
And I don't think that had I not fucked up, or had I been the way I was, that we would have still be together today necessarily. That's not necessarily what I mean. But I feel like she served a ginormous purpose in my life, because it was my first really long relationship, second longish relationship, I guess. Because I dated a girl before that for about 9 months, which is long-ish, I guess. But 2.5 years is a long time with somebody, especially throughout college. Like, that's a long time. And I feel like if it wasn't for her breaking up with me, that I would still have some of the same characteristics that I did that caused her to break up with me. and she made me a better person by leaving me. And it was just like silly stuff, controlling, like the very like all those negative personality traits, those toxic relationship traits. Toxic. Yeah, like, why are you wearing that? Like why do you need to wear that? Or no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. Like that kind of stuff, right? And it sucks because I had it pretty damn good. But like I said, had she
so
not...
what did you apologize for?
Exactly that.
Oh, really?
For certain things like that, yeah. And oddly enough, I mean, and funny enough, she was like, Jordan, she was like, Jordan, I don't really think you have anything to apologize for. It was still still had a wonderful time. And you're still one of the best people I've ever dated. But I felt like that was, like, that purpose hit me last year.
Oh, wow.
And it came from the mushrooms a mushrooms trip had a good I had a good reason on why that purpose like became so apparent. And I felt so much better just reaching out to her and apologizing, even though she didn't feel that it was necessarily necessary.
But you needed it. Yeah, exactly.
I felt it was.
Well, I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that you did that and you realized that. But yeah, it definitely, it can take a really long time to understand.
Yeah, 7 years.
But, 100% everything does happen for a reason. Everybody does come in your life for a reason, whether they stay or, they don't. So,
yeah, it's all beautiful either way.
Yeah.
It's all part of this path, all part of the game of life.
Yeah. I feel like, it just goes back to, just loving yourself and trusting yourself and, knowing that you're going to be okay no matter who comes by.
Yeah, no matter what, everything is going to be fine.
Everything's going to be okay.
Yes, ma'am. Samantha, that was 2 hours.
It wasn't?
Yeah. Tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram. I guess really only Instagram at the moment.
Yeah.
So go ahead and shout out your Instagram. And then, do you already have the domain for your website?
I don't.
It's just not created yet? Or
I do have the domain, but it's not created.
That's fine. So go ahead and give out your domain name. So when it is done, we can shout it out.
Okay.
Or we can already shout it out, and then we'll put it in the description. And then your Instagram.
Okay. So the Instagram is Ellesmere Beauty. I'll write it ELLZMERE. And then same with the domain, ellesmerebeauty.com.
Bet. Boom.
Yes.
And we'll have both of those in the descriptions. So one thing that I enjoy about a podcast called the Social Proof Podcast is...
Yes, which you got me on.
Yes,
oh my God, it's
phenomenal.
amazing.
Phenomenal, right?
It's amazing.
Oh, shout out to David Chance.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I like to do is goals for next time we bring you on, that we can reflect on and look back on and see what you accomplished, didn't accomplish, and what went wrong or did go right. What are the goals for yourself personally, but also your business?
Okay. Well, I'll do business first. So by the next time, I don't know, next time I'll be on the podcast, but hopefully the next time I will be doing my microblading. I will be taking clients to do microblading, and have those other two services, the lamination and the lash lifts. And then honestly, a salon.
Ooh.
Or not like
your own little room.
My room. Yeah, my room.
Hell
because that would be exciting, and that would be the next step.
Be fantastic.
Yes.
That'd be super cool.
And then a personal one is
personal goals.
Really just live on my own.
Okay.
Yeah, because my lease is up at the end of this year, so I really want to live on my own.
Yeah.
So that's a goal of mine. I hope it comes.
Still thinking about keeping the 2-bedroom?
No, I don't think I'm gonna do the 2-bedroom.
Just getting one.
Yeah, 1-bedroom.
1-bedroom's pretty clutch.
Yeah.
I'm going back though. I'm going back to a 2 or 3.
Oh, are you? I mean, we'll see, but
so
probably.
I can have a room dedicated for this.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be awesome.
That way Jeffrey's reptiles can have their room back and not be
and I can wear perfume.
And not be freezing fucking cold the entire time. Like I hate Sundays. Like his reptiles are just dreading Sundays. Like fuck this, dude. Every time they see me, they're like, oh well, I know what this means. Fucking cold time. Well, Samantha, thank you so much. Hey, Ellesmere Beauty on Instagram. Ellesmere
Beauty.
Just Ellesmere.
Yeah, that's the handle, and same with the domain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
you heard it here. It'll be in the description below, and we are back on Friday. We are back next Friday. So when you hear this, it'll be about 2 days from there. Yeah. Thank you all so much, guys.
Yay! Awesome.